Joining me right here, right now, the indie pro wrestler. This is her first time on Triple Threat in nearly 2 years, and I'm very fortunate to get a chance to get caught up with this guest as of this past Sunday at Georgetown, Kentucky, United Wrestling Federation. Prior to that, she wrestled in Pennsylvania, and as of right now, she is calling in from Las Vegas, Nevada. She's gearing up for a show there against Allie Parker. I'm joined with the rated G superstar, Mary Elizabeth Monroe. How's it going, Mary?
It's going great. That was quite an introduction. That kind of covered it.
Yeah, I guess that pretty much sums up what's going on with you. And you're going to be a one busy lady for the next 2 months. I checked it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
If
first,
that needs to be updated, the list you saw is not even updated. So,
well, it's the first time you've been on the show for 2 years. And how are you, girl? It's been 2 years since we done this whole interview thingy.
yeah, that's crazy. Can't believe it's been that long, but because at one time, I think, what did we do, like 3 interviews in a year or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I think it was 3 year anniversary. I mean, you being on the show can be best described as a chapter by chapter, like the life at times of Mary Elizabeth Monroe. Because every time you call in, you always got something else going on with you. But it's great to hear from you. It's great to meet you. And just an incredible night that you had this past Sunday at Georgetown. We'll get into that momentarily. But prior to Georgetown, you was at Pennsylvania, and you prior to the Pennsylvania show, you had some words towards your opponent, Amber Rodriguez. So talk about the I guess the war of words which lead up to the match. And for those such as myself that was unable to see it in person, just break it down if you can. Talk about the match with Amber Rodriguez.
Well, we have not actually gotten to face each other again. She and I have faced each other one time. That was with Covey Pro Wrestling last October in Maryland. And at that time, I was the Covey Pro Women's Champion, and she was challenging for my belt, which she did not win. She did not defeat me. I beat her by pinfall. And shortly after that, due to some personal issues, I had to take some time off. So I got in touch with the management at Covey Pro Wrestling, and I said, I need to take some time. And I said, I understand, you need, obviously, for me to be able to defend the belt, and I can't do that right now. So I relinquished the belt and took kind of an indefinite amount of time to take some time off. And however, they put up the belt to get a new champion. Amber Rodriguez, I guess, won the belt and is their current women's champion. So from what I'm told, she has remained undefeated as their women's champion and has faced many of the Covey Pro women, but she has not faced me again. And she did not win the belt from me. So I'm looking to make my return to Covey Pro soon and get an opportunity to face her, the opponent that she has never beaten. And my intention is to win back my belt that I never actually lost.
That's the beauty of this whole situation, that you defended your title time and time again. And it's one thing if you lose by pinfall or submission or through controversial decision, but like you pointed out, you never lost the belt and you hell bent or wanted to win the title back. So I got respect for Amber, but all I'm saying is she's in for a battle once y'all two face to face eventually. So I'm looking forward to that. And now I can get into something that I was able to attend this past Sunday. Your return to Georgetown with United Wrestling Federation as part of Vixens Revenge. And let's just say you almost kicked off the show by winning the championship as part of the 24/7 rule. And then that led to y'all two facing each other in the ring. And you was on the verge of beating her with the merry-go-round. And then all of a sudden, Mistress Burgundy came in and interfered, which ended the match via disqualification. I've been keeping up with Maria and Burgundy for quite some time, and it looks like Burgundy is trying to align herself with Maria, and I guess coming interfering at your expense was her way of saying, "Look, we could do damage together. We can cause carnage." Your thoughts on the match and Burgundy's interference?
Well, first of all, I honestly was thrilled for to return to UWF. That was somewhere that I had kind of made my home for a long time. I was part of the first Vicious Vixens. I was there pretty regularly for a long time. I've held the United Wrestling Federation's women's title, and so that was another place that I had to take some time off for a while. So I was just happy to be back, and I was excited for the opportunity to try to win my title back there too. I've never faced Maria James before, so that was something that I was very interested. I'm always excited to work, with new opponents because it's always a new challenge for me to, kind of rise to and see what will it take and what do I have to do, what adjustments do I have to make for this opponent. So, that challenge in itself is something that I really enjoy, and I was able to show myself and show the fans that were in attendance that, I didn't skip a beat since I've been there last, and that, even though Maria may have some size and, she might have some power on me, she's been there, she was kind of on her home turf, I was able to hold my own, and got to the point where I think it's fairly safe to say, had I been able to hit my merry-go-round on her, that I would be the new women's champion again. But as you said, Mistress Burgundy came and she interfered. She hit me with a chair and gave Maria the chance to throw me off the turnbuckle. And then, they got the match thrown out, and obviously Maria can't lose her belt due to disqualification. So, honestly, if I were Maria, I might be annoyed with Burgundy because, in a way, it was as if Burgundy didn't believe that Maria could win. She couldn't do it. She couldn't defeat me. So I myself, as a competitor, kind of take the compliment that Burgundy knew that I was going to win, and knew that she had to interfere. So Maria can take it however she wants. If she sees that weakness in herself as well, and sees that she needs a partner that can pick up the slack for her, then that might be a good idea for her to align with somebody that's willing to bend the rules and do things like that. But, for me, I'm going to take the compliment that they knew that they couldn't beat me one-on-one.
Now, fortunately for you, you did get some help courtesy of the Nutty Nancy and Company, of all people. I have seen Nancy on many occasions, and now she has a tag team partner, and yeah, they live up to the monkey, or they are nutty as they get. I'm just glad that you are okay, and I hope they didn't make things more awkward for you just as she just headed back to the locker room, because let's just say for Maria, it was a rough night for her. She loses to you by DQ. Then later that night teams up with Burgundy to take on Nutty Nancy and Company. and then Burgundy leaves her hanging, and not I mean Maria leaves Burgundy hanging, and gets attacked by Hardcore Heather Owens from behind as part of the 24/7 War. Goes on to win the Vixens Championship, and Burgundy gets left high and dry, and they end up. So she lost 3 times. Maria did.
Mhm.
Not a good night. I love you, Maria,
No.
but it was a good. It was a rough night. So the Facebook posts. You always have some intriguing Facebook posts, but I've noticed that you've been posting a couple things. Uh, I guess you have to say one-a-me's and mini-me's.
Yes.
So if you can explain what's a one-a-me and a mini-me, and I hope I fit the good, one of the good.
Well, I think either one of them is good, and I think most people will fall into one or the other category. But basically, a mini me is somebody who kind of embodies the qualities and the traits that I portray. So, any of the qualities and characteristics of me as far as my determination and my positivity and energy and things like that. So a mini me is somebody that has those qualities too. A wanna me is going to be somebody who maybe is trying to get there, maybe has some admiration for those qualities, and is still kind of working on it. I think that Maria, James, and Burgundy might be wannames because I don't think they are quite there. Now, whether or not they ever would achieve that or know how to get there, I don't know. But I think that's probably kind of the best way to describe it.
That's fair enough. I guess that puts me in the mini-me category. As a matter of fact, in all fairness to me, I'm a consider myself a mini-me in training.
That sounds good.
So it's nice that Mini-Me is now known for something other than the Austin Powers character portrayed by Vern Troyer. So
I think this might be it's a little different.
Yes.
Different than Vern, but I won't say better because I think he's pretty cool, but
yeah,
different.
Oh, absolutely. So you're in Las Vegas getting ready for a upcoming show. You're going up against Allie Parker, who you have faced before, but it was through a custom company named New England Female Wrestling. I think that's how y'all first met for the first time, and now she recruited you to be a part of the show that she does locally. So you have trained, obviously. There, you posted some pictures. You trained, and you're good to go. So, talk about the upcoming event in Las Vegas.
Well, this is my West Coast debut, so I definitely wanted to get here early, become acclimated, get adjusted to the time zone, and it's my first time performing in a six-sided ring. So competing in that kind of situation, I definitely wanted to make sure I was prepared and as familiar as I could be. So I went and I joined in one of their training classes because the company Adrenaline Unleashed Pro Wrestling also has a training school. So I went and I joined in one of their classes and kind of got acclimated to what the ring was like. So I've just been resting and preparing and getting ready for tomorrow when I face Allie Parker, because this is going to be my first impression in this market, and I really want it to be a strong impression. So the last couple of days have been all about just me getting my mind and my body prepared and ready so that I can make just a very, I guess, remarkable impression on this area. I want them to remember me, and I want some more mini-me's and wanna-me's.
Well, as a proud mini-me, I have faith in you. You're gonna kill it. And Allie Parker, I've interviewed her in the past. She's a sweetheart.
Mhm.
And I'm sure that it's gonna definitely be a memorable match for sure. Now you mentioned that it's a six-sided wing, kind of like TNA
Mhm.
they used to do back in the day. Uh, were there any if were there any adjustments that you have had to make as far as wrestling moves or how you approach your opponent? Like, were there any major adjustments you feel like you have to make as you get ready
Well,
for this match?
yeah, one thing I noticed was sometimes I would get a little bit disoriented as far as my ring positioning because I'm so used to being in a squared ring. So sometimes I would look up where normally I would expect to see a rope and I would see a buckle, things like that. So just being very vigilant and very aware of where I am in the ring so that, I can be ready and be cognizant of what I need to do or what's coming. So that took a little bit of getting used to, but it's something that being in the ring last night, I realized that it's something I can kind of adjust to. Even if I look up and I'm maybe not exactly where I expected, I can make that quick adjustment. So just to be on my toes and do that. The other thing I noticed is there are a lot more turnbuckles a lot more often. So that's something to look out for. And just be prepared that there are things like that may come into play. Um, so, I mean, overall, I don't think it was really as much of an adjustment as I had expected. And everything I need to do is possible. One other thing is that obviously because it is a hexagon instead of a square, where the ropes meet at each turnbuckle is not a 90-degree angle; it's a wider angle. So where I would be used to maybe grabbing the ropes or stopping myself, the ropes at that angle are going to be a little bit further apart. So they're just these little minor geometric details that just took a little bit of getting used to, but I think I'll be okay.
It's definitely going to be an experience, that's for sure. And go check it out if you are in the Las Vegas area. Mary is making her West Side debut, and against Allie Parker. So, and not only is her West Coast debut, it's her six-sided wing debut as well. So go check it out,
Yeah.
and and for once you have a reason not to gamble because we all know Vegas
Right.
is known for gambling and things like that. And look, this show, I mean, look, if you have better control of your gamble, then you go gamble. But not this weekend. Go check out Mary, then you can gamble afterwards. That's all I'm saying.
And this will be no gamble. I can guarantee it will be a really great show. So that's one thing you can bet on.
Oh,
I think maybe you saw my hashtag earlier, bet on me.
yes, indeed. Bet on me, as in Mary. Um, and you got a lot of upcoming shows, a lot of appearances and things like that. Now, here's what I want to get into because you mentioned it on your Facebook page recently. The first time I interviewed you, you mentioned that you had aspirations of music, and I hear that there is a Rainbow album that's going to be available through, of course, through merchandise, through your appearances and things like that. If you can, talk about this Rainbow album and what can people expect.
Okay, well, I decided, of course, I love to sing and I love to share that, and I thought, this is something that I thought people would be interested in. It's really unique to me. So I thought, what are the songs that embody who I am and would represent me to my fans and my wannames and mini-me's and everything. So the very first thing, I love colors. I love rainbows. So I decided to choose some songs that were about rainbows and colors. So the songs that I have put on my rainbow album are Rainbow Connection, True Colors, and one other that will be a surprise. Um, but I think you could probably guess it because it should be the most classic, obvious rainbow song there is. Um, and then I do intend to shortly follow up with a Smile album and a Sunshine album, and kind of keep doing themes that are good representations of me.
Well, that's awesome to hear, and I guess I'll keep that in mind the next time you come to Georgetown. I'll make sure I save up some money so I can check out some merry music one time, you know. And I've heard, I think one of your cover songs, you cover a Taylor Swift song, and
Mm-hmm.
it was incredible, very awesome. And now that you know you are an aspiring musician, you know, and you are a wrestler, and some wrestlers do this, some wrestlers don't. But and would you ever consider doing your own theme song, like from scratch? Like, I guess, would you ever consider recording your own theme song for your interest entering the ring?
Absolutely. I would definitely consider that. And now that I'm becoming a lot busier, and I'm starting to sort of market and brand myself a little better than I think I have in the past. I think this would be a really good time to do that. So, um, yeah, I'm trying to come up with kind of what the sound and what the feel I would like, and then I may compose my own entrance music, and then do a recording. And the other benefit of that is that I work for a lot of companies that televise their matches, or they make DVDs, and sometimes there are copyright issues. So that would eliminate that problem if I had the copyrights to my music. You know, they could go ahead and play my music on their DVDs or on their TV shows.
Okay, that's understandable. That's understandable. Gotta look into the copyright stuff, obviously, but I guess that's just a suggestion. Um, and you are, I guess, as of recently, you are a Twitter now. You are a
I am.
you. So everybody follow Mary on Twitter at Wrestler MEM, and welcome to Twitter, Mary. Better late than
Thank
never.
you. Yeah, thank you. I tried to stay away, because I have a hard enough time just keeping up with Facebook, and it gets to be just a lot. I mean, you've seen my schedule and how much I have going on. So for a long time, I was just thinking, I just don't feel like keeping up with another thing. But I'm sort of getting the hang of it, and I think it's a good way to keep connected, and that's something that is really important to me. I like, and I want to keep connected with everybody, all of my fans, and you know that's a really good way to do it. So as much as sometimes it gets a little overwhelming to try to keep up with all of those things, I think it's really worth it so that I can keep in touch, and I've been able to be in touch with a lot of really great people, and whether they've come to a show and seen me and then get in touch with me, or they get in touch with me because they want to come to a show, and then they get to do that. I love getting to talk to those people, and then seeing how they enjoyed their experience, and making sure that they know what's going on, and where else they can see me, and all of that.
Well, Mary, it was so great to get caught up with you and your adventures as a wrestler. I said this plenty of times, and I'll say it again. You are one of my favorite wrestlers, and you were one of my favorite people in wrestling as well. And
Well, thank you.
just happy to see that you're still doing this, and continue success. And thank you for your time. And I'll make sure that this won't be another 2 year hiatus.
Yeah, thank you.
With
I do want to just let you know that I don't want to ruin the surprise, but make sure if you have an opportunity on Wednesday, May 14th, this coming Wednesday, to catch Ohio Valley Wrestling, you might see something interesting there.
Oh, that's the TV taping. I'll definitely. I
Just,
love OVW, so I'll definitely keep it.
if you can get yourself down to Louisville, there may be a really good reason to catch the live show. So
Hmm.
I'll
I
let you think about that.
I'm thinking about it right now as we speak. So I mean, overall, it's just great to see you continue wrestling and just doing what you do, and your mini me's are proud, and all you wanna me's out there, step your game up. Um, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Have fun in Vegas, and let's do this again, maybe in the summertime.
Sure,
Continue the adventures of one Mary
absolutely.
Elizabeth Monroe. Thank you again, Mary. Great chat with you. Have fun in
Thank
Vegas.
you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night, Kenny.
All right, bye bye. That was the way.